overview of our STAAR Readiness module, specifically designed for administrators. Our STAAR Readiness module consists of three components. It has a STAAR practice test. When students complete their STAAR practice test, it generates a personalized learning plan of assignments that are automatically assigned to students in an order that will be supported by the data from their STAAR practice test. Additionally, teachers have access to an entire bank of lessons for every standard that's tested this year on the STAAR test. So let's dive in. Here's the STAAR test. I click on the STAAR test button, open up the practice tests. I'm going to move to question 1. This is the 8th grade. I'm showing you 8th grade. Everything I'm showing you is also available for 5th grade and biology. This is available for 5th grade, 8th grade, biology, and 5th grade in Spanish. So you'll notice that this particular student has two accommodations turned on: text-to-speech.
Which image best represents the location of Earth's solar system within the Milky Way galaxy? Which image best represents the location of Earth's solar system within the Milky Way galaxy?
This student also has content language supports turned on. I know that because I see these rectangles around certain phrases in the question stem. When I click on it, it pulls up, in this case, a synonym, and in this case, an image. Those accommodations are only available to students when teachers turn them on individually, student by student. Also notice that just like Cambium, I see one question at a time. I see my question number bar across the top. I also see my accessibilities and toolbar. Please note that calculator for 5th grade is an accommodation and only appears when that accommodation is turned on for students. You will see all new question types, including match grid. Here's a match grid example. Match grid along with inline choice are being field tested this year, so your students will have experience with all the new question types as a result of taking this assessment. This assessment has no released questions. They're all new, unique questions proprietary to Summit K-12. It also does not pull any questions from our core curriculum course, so that the data here is as clean as possible. Once students complete their test, once students complete their practice STAAR test, a personalized learning plan is automatically generated. Here's an 8th grade student. It shows their personalized learning plan. It is just a list of activities. Notice that only the top activity is unlocked. Students must work in this order because the work has been curated to begin with the reporting category that students had the most challenge with, and to work their way down to the reporting categories that students did better in. A student that scored very low in a reporting category is going to have different activities and scaffolded activities, as opposed to a student that just hit approaches versus did not meets. So it is very prescriptive. The algorithm is very prescriptive based on the student's performance level. All students will have a personalized learning plan generated regardless of their performance, and that personalized learning plan will be approximately the same length and take about the same amount of time, but the activities assigned to a student that scores at masters are much different than the activities assigned to a student who performs at did not meets. In addition to the personalized learning plan that students work on independently, teachers also have access to teacher resources. So I've gone back to my course page. I'm clicking on teacher resources. All 4 reporting categories, every standard that can be tested on the test this year. So let's open up reporting category 3, Earth and Space, and then we're going to go to 6.9 Seasons, one of our gap teaks this year. I open that up and I click on Lesson Guide. Let's look at what the format of these mini lessons look like. First of all, notice that these time frames here are very short. We know that these are review lessons, and we don't have a lot of time to review. Every activity begins with engage and review. There's a mini direct teach. There's an engage piece that connects to real world experiences. Then there are some collaborative activities. This particular one is a card sort. You'll see card sorts, you'll see games, you'll see card games, board games, lots of different activities to engage students, to work collaboratively, to master that content. And then every lesson ends with a review guide. Everything the teacher needs to implement, including background information and teacher supports, are built into the teacher guide. for every activity, whatever the teacher needs for that activity is included right here. So for example, this concept review, here's the slide deck, and here's the video the teachers need to go over. For this practice card sort, I have the cards, the sorting mats, and the answer key. So everything a teacher needs to do in activity is embedded and linked right with that activity. Then finally, if I go back to my course page, I want to look at the reports. So there's several reports here. I just want to point out two of them to you. One is the report where teachers are going to get their score, their performance level, and their mastery by reporting category for every student. This last column here will show what percentage of their PLP students have finished. The other report I want to show you is the class STAAR review plan. On the class STAAR review plan for each class, teachers are going to get the SEs of that class performed the worst all the way to the best, sorted by readiness, supporting, and then down at the bottom, all of the SEs that students got mastered and meets. Those are clustered at the bottom because they require no to little intervention. And those that require more intervention are up at the top. So teachers will have all the data they need to drive instruction for STAAR review in their classes. Thank you for allowing us to support you and your teachers in creating phenomenal learning experiences for your students.